Hey everyone, Paul Graff here with Remax Elite Brokers in Snohomish, Washington. Welcome to Sound Moves, the podcast about real estate in the Puget Sound region and sound advice for your life. Here's my video series where I interview referral partners around the Puget Sound. And today I get to introduce you to Sean Mayer, who runs a PEMF clinic in Monroe. So Sean and I originally met through a mutual acquaintance who had a massage practice in town. Sean's been in the business of PEMF for about 6.5 years. So welcome, Sean.
Thank you. Glad to be here.
Why don't you give us a brief background of who you are, where you grew up, what other jobs you've had, and what brought you into PEMF?
Okay. Well, my name's Sean Mayer. I'm the owner of Pulse for Health. I retired in 2015 from my career job where I was senior director for a company that built power generation facilities worldwide.
Oh, nice. Nice.
Um, so Pulse for Health is completely out of that field, but I've always
Yep.
been kind of health conscious. And my wife is Joni Mayer, and I have a son and a daughter, both which are grown and out of the house.
Nice. So what is PEMF for those that aren't familiar with that?
PEMF stands for Pulsed Electromagnetic Field Therapy. Um, it's really just the machines put out frequencies that are natural to the earth. It's called
Uh-huh.
the Schumann's resonance.
Okay.
And those frequencies seem to have pretty profound effects on our body and cells in a positive way, where some of the man-made frequencies do not.
Okay.
So people confuse EMFs, which in my view or opinion are all man-made,
Okay.
like cell phones, power.
Uh-huh.
Those frequencies affect us in an adverse way, whether we realize it or not.
Okay. Yeah, that makes sense. Interesting. So what got you
So,
interested in PEMF?
well, it's kind of a long story, but I injured myself. I had a cartilage
Huh?
injury, my right ankle. I went to Western medicine. They said, well, hey, you've damaged cartilage. We don't have a fix for that.
Mhm.
So you have to uh, cut it out, screw it together, um, or take pharmaceuticals, which
Okay.
I don't do. So I wasn't going to voluntarily subscribe to something that would cripple me. So they
Uh-huh.
wanted to fuse my ankle. I
All
was a
right. Okay.
runner, I was a cyclist. So those would have kind of changed, I guess, my DNA, if you'd say. That was something
Yeah.
that I did routinely, consistently. So I
Okay.
went on a search for something that would help me, and I've done all kinds of things that maybe some people have never heard of, and
Hmm.
then finally became aware of PEMF, and I started researching it. And so I bought a machine for myself with the intention of only fixing myself.
Okay.
But then with having friends and family and acquaintances try it, they were like, "Holy smokes, what is that?" Um, so then I was retired, and I was like, "Wow, this works for everyone. It doesn't work for every other one, or it's not indiscriminate."
Yeah.
So I decided that I actually felt like there was almost an obligation to start the business, and
Mhm.
I started out small, and it's grown to what it is today, and it's growing leaps and bounds still, even with the economy the way it is. So,
Yeah. Can you explain to our listening audience how the process works exactly?
um, well, you want the high level version, or you want to get the detailed stuff?
Let's just do the real short recap.
Okay. So, generally, just what we're doing is we have beds that have wiring in them. One side is north, one side is south. The machine generates the frequency, and
Mhm.
that creates a magnetic field. And uh, in the simplest terms, your body is just inside the magnetic field that we're generating,
Mhm.
and then your body does the rest. So you
Nice.
get to keep your clothes on. There's no touching. It's super relaxing. It
Yeah.
might be everyone reports it's weird just because the the field we can turn the magnetic field strength up high enough that it actually causes a muscle contraction. Some
Uh-huh.
people don't like that because um, they're not in control. It's seems to be kind of a control issue, but after they get over that, it's very relaxing. You can increase your energy. You can calm yourself down. We can change your brainwave pattern from beta to alpha, theta, or delta. So, I mean, we have some people that just come in for stress related stuff. Just they'll come in
Wow.
and take a nap for an hour. It's
Yeah.
I call it a power nap.
And you can also like focus it into small areas too, right? Like you were
Right.
talking
We
about
do
your ankle injury, just because you have
right.
pads you can manipulate to.
We do that by reducing the size of the coil. So we have different attachments. The
Okay.
equipment I have can run two attachments at a time, and those
Mhm.
attachments when you're using two, it's like putting two magnets together. So
Uh-huh.
it concentrates the magnetic field for the area of the body that you want to work on. So
Okay.
whether it's a shoulder or elbow or a hand or a knee or ankle or lower back, we can focus on those areas. And really the focus is all we're doing is putting more energy into the area, and then your
Uh-huh.
cells and your body do the rest.
Yeah. I've actually been to your clinic a few times and had the treatment and absolutely love it too. And one of the things I really like about it is it's not putting foreign chemicals into your body, and there's no what long-term negative effects from it, like if you were to have surgery or something. So the only benefit I've ever had from going is just positives. So
Yeah, and that is the results of most people. I mean, and people really don't understand how fast it can work.
yeah.
So, I mean, we have had people come in with back issues where they have a pain level of, a 9 or a 10 when they walk in the door, and they walk out with, maybe a 1 or a 2. Um, and that's not a one and done thing.
Right.
So the body, it takes a few sessions for the body to actually heal itself if it's
Mhm.
capable of doing that. But you know, I just tell people you don't know what you don't know until you try it. And there's not a downside to it. I mean, um, most people report after their first session, they have more energy, they sleep better, they feel better, they have more range of motion, more flexibility. So,
Mhm.
um, those are all terrible side effects that one might not expect.
Yeah. um, what about, is there one particular success you've seen from this treatment that you'd care to share?
Well, we have all kinds of you know, people with knee replacements or any joint replacement. It accelerates their recovery, 40 to 60%.
Wow,
Um,
that's incredible.
so it reduces the edema, reduces the bruising. It accelerates the healing of the bone.
Hmm.
They get more range of motion, so their time with the PT is not as um, uncomfortable.
Okay.
Um, but we have one of our special clients came in for he had had a stroke, and it's really helped him with his stroke recovery, and he's actually just become a a loyal customer. He's done over 800 sessions.
Wow,
So
that's incredible.
yeah, he's got the if someone wants to challenge him, they got a ways to go. But that's that was a life-changing event for him. And all we
Uh-huh.
did was um, all we did was expose him to a magnetic field.
That's
And
crazy.
so we've had all kinds of uh, just profound results that
Yeah.
happened in a very short time.
Wow. Now you have an ability to do how many people through PEMF at a time now in your office? Because you've added a few tables and machines, right?
Yeah, I have 7 machines,
Okay.
and we can do we can do 7 people an hour.
Yeah. Wow. Okay. That's crazy. And
So
you've
and
added
we do that quite regularly. I mean, it used to
do
be
you?
I could and I do support walk-ins to the extent I can, but sometimes we're just so booked up that people walk in. I'm like, well, you're going to have to wait an hour or 15 minutes or
Wow.
10 minutes or whatever. But we've gone from one machine to doing over 600 sessions a month. So
Wow.
uh, the word is still getting out. People are
Yeah.
still learning about it, and
Well,
the ones that
part
are
of the
open.
part of the reason for this podcast too to help with that, but get more exposure for that. So you've added a couple other different machines too to your offerings to clients. You got like the Hoccat machine, at least,
Yes,
right?
that's ozone sauna. It does a whole bunch of things all at
Uh,
once. It does light therapy, frequency specific microcurrent. It does cold
yeah.
CO2, ozone, and then the steam heat. Um,
Okay. Yeah.
so
I got to experience that too. That's a fascinating machine as well. Very relaxing in there.
and we also have red light. We have a Theralight 360. Um, unless there's been some market improvements, it has the most joules per centimeter square for any of the other um, uh, manufacturers. So it
Huh.
produces
Okay.
really quick results. Has 4
Yeah.
different light waves that we can manipulate or manage depending on whatever they're trying to achieve. We've had really good
Wow.
success with folks with PTSD or stress related issues. Uh, I'm currently working with some veterans that have some
Uh,
PTSD issues that we're just doing. Um, I guess you'd call it a, a study, or that we want to
okay.
offer that to more of the veterans market, just because of the suicide rate. So
Hmm.
I'm getting tied in with the veterans. I haven't made it to one of their meetings, but I've been invited, and I mean, the last one was we were on vacation, so
Yeah.
that's in the near future.
Okay.
But we also
Nice.
have molecular hydrogen. We offer two forms of CO2 cold therapy, which really has a lot of science around being beneficial for
Uh-huh.
oxygenating the body. It helps folks with cancer. So,
Nice.
and they've probably never heard about it, but I've
Uh-huh.
got publications and the science around it if someone would like to be know about it. So,
Okay. Very cool. So who are your ideal clients?
well, that's kind of a broad range. So actually,
Sounds
anyone
like
with
it. Almost anybody.
anybody with pain issues.
Okay.
Um, it works great for athletes, so
Uh-huh.
performance and recovery. Um Stress, it works. Um, it's harder to find things that that it's not beneficial for than it is for
Okay.
things that it doesn't work for. And a lot of people don't realize that though PEMF may not be well known in the United States, it's been used
Yeah.
worldwide clinically for over 60 years.
Oh,
Um,
wow. Okay.
we have
We seem to be late
documentation.
adapters to a lot of the really beneficial treatments out there in this country.
Well, I
So,
mean, I don't want to mislead the the listeners here, but it's not a panacea, but it does help with most things.
mhm,
Um, and you know, I just think it's a tragedy if you have an issue and your doctors are telling you they don't know or they don't nothing's wrong or those kind of scenarios
right.
because we've had a huge amount of people come in with those stories and they lay on
Yep.
the bed and they're like, holy smokes, I can't believe that this helped when no one else could. So,
Yeah.
uh, that's one of my favorite quotes is you don't know what you don't know until you
Yeah.
know. So, and I, people really aren't going to understand the impact that it can provide unless they try it. I mean, we could talk about it all day and you just don't
Yeah.
know till you try it.
Yeah. I like to encourage people whenever I talk to somebody who's dealing with a health issue, give it a shot, It because there's no negative side effects from it, it does not hurt to give it a try, and it might produce some positive results for you. So, yeah.
Well, I think that if you have some kind of issue going on and you weren't born with it, then there's a reason for you having that issue. So
Yeah.
um, uh, there's issues that maybe my wife could help with through
Uh-huh.
diet uh, but the or maybe it's a toxicity issue. I mean, we live in a world right now that what we eat, what we drink, and what we breathe is toxic.
Right.
So that's where the Hoccat comes in, or
Uh-huh.
a way to detox the body. The PMF helps with that because it moves so much body fluid around.
Yep.
It helps expel toxins.
Nice. So as far as business goes, or just life principles in general, what are some of your favorite books, movies, or quotes that you've used to motivate you and spur you on to entrepreneurship and pursuing things like this?
Um, well, most of my books are around frequencies.
Okay.
So, Healing for Voltage is one.
Nice.
Uh, uh, that's by Dr. Jerry Tennant. Um, that kind of tells you how the cell operates and how the
Uh-huh.
frequencies affect the cell, how the cell uh, needs energy to function.
Okay.
And really, that's just kind of an eye-opening introductory because if people thought of energy like a vitamin or like a supplement, the body needs energy to function.
Yeah.
And, just like a telephone or, cell phone or electric car, when the battery starts running down, things don't operate as they should.
Yeah.
And our cells are like little batteries, and when they get run down, they start to dysfunction or they just quit working altogether. And PEMF is one way to uh, rehabilitate the battery or give it a
Okay.
charge.
Nice.
And we can fast charge it or we can slow charge it. So if you want a burst of energy and improve uh, your energy level for about 3 days, then we can do the fast charge. The
Yep.
slow charge is for more chronic issues, and it works at a slower pace, but the body, um, you can't you only can work as fast as the body can work. So
Yep.
through that
Nice.
through the sessions that I personally have done over 16,000 hours of PMF sessions.
Wow. Okay.
So, um, uh, I can just say I know what not to do most of the time, but I
It's
have a good
okay.
understanding what works for most people. So we have a process that we go through, and
Uh,
it's very interactive between the client and the practitioner. Um,
yeah.
so I have two wonderful techs. They're both very compassionate about the technology. They've done their own
Mhm.
research, and they're very successful with our clients. So it's kind
Nice.
of funny. Um, I'll because I'm not working full time now. I'll come
Right.
in and I'll be working with one of the clients, and they'll say, "Well, this isn't what Jen does." So I have to adjust and adapt. So there's not a absolutely right way or wrong way. It's
Okay.
how you apply it, and really the secret is finding what resonates with the client.
Uh-huh.
So
Nice. That's cool. Well, where can people go to find you in your clinic?
well, right now we're at the Kelsey Place. Uh, I guess you'd call it a mall. We're right in
Yeah.
between Wyatt Jewelers and Subway.
Subway. Okay.
Um, they can go to pulseforhealth.org, um, or they can call, my
The clinic.
the clinic. The phone number is 425-922-0470. So they can call, they can text.
Okay.
Um, last year we we did convert Pulse for Health to a private membership. So
Okay.
what that means is the public can walk in the door because that's public, but
Uh-huh.
to obtain service, it requires a membership. That's $10 a year. Um, and what that does is gives the people the freedom of choice, but it also helps me with liability because I'm not a licensed practitioner.
Okay.
Um, so I don't want to be caught in the midst of um, bureaucracy that I'm doing
Okay.
something that I'm not licensed to do or whatever. So that essentially the private membership makes it a private contract between the parties, and it protects
Okay.
both of us. So so
Nice.
if if a person wants to have the service, then the membership's required.
Okay. And you guys don't do insurance, right? Because most insurance companies don't cover things like that. So,
Well, right, and to have insurance, you have to have a practitioner's MPI number, and since I'm
okay.
not a doctor or a, therapist or some
Right.
licensed health entity, then that precludes me from. But on the other hand, my pricing structure is as close as we can get it to like an out-of-pocket copay.
Yeah.
So
I know it's not expensive at all. I just want to make sure that people looking at this or being interested know ahead of time that it's not covered by insurance. So
right.
yeah, but it is very affordable. So and definitely worth your money. So
Yeah, and
is there anything else before we go you'd like to share with our audience today?
people just need to know that it's complimentary for before or after massage or chiropractic
Okay.
or um, things of that nature.
Yeah.
It's it's you don't have to be sick for it to be beneficial. So or have
Right.
a a chronic issue.
Yeah. There's something to be said for maintaining good health, right? As opposed to just dealing with bad health, but doing what you can to stay healthy when you are healthy. So,
Well, it's better to be proactive than reactive,
yeah.
and you know, it is making an impact in the community. I mean, 4 of my clients have started their own businesses.
Wow. Okay.
There's one in Snohomish, Courtney
Uh-huh.
Lewis, Fifth Element,
Okay.
PEMF. Um, there's a lady in Bellingham that has opened her clinic. They were driving down
Nice.
from Bellingham once a week, a whole lot of them. So
Wow.
uh,
Okay.
so there's it's for someone just to have a few sessions and then decide to open up their business. That has to say something for the.
Yeah.
I mean, it's
Yeah.
certainly not my good looks or personality that motivated them. So, but for
Yeah.
people that are uh, in Snohomish, they should go pay Courtney a visit. They don't need
Yeah.
to drive great distances.
Hmm.
So for me, it's more about educating people, and if we're able to give them the service they're looking for, then that's
Yeah.
great. But Courtney could do that, or Alicia could do that, or
Nice.
um, so there you are.
Yeah. Very cool. Well, Sean, I sure appreciate you being a part of this podcast today and sharing with our audience all the benefits of PEMF and part of your journey there. So I'm hoping that these listeners will definitely pay attention and consider this as part of their overall health journey and, at least give it a try if they're dealing with some issues right now. So,
Well, we planted the seed, so
yep.
they might not come in for months, but maybe when they have
Yeah.
something that they can't figure out, they're like, well, maybe that'll help. So,
Yeah. Well, that's what I'm hoping. So,
all right. Well, we
thanks again,
appreciate it.
sir. I appreciate you. All right.
All right. Thank you.